choose our socks for success in all endeavors. Fortunes rises from the heel, and good luck for life.
Good morning. Today is Friday, April 4, 2025. Today in history, on this day 56 years ago, Martin Luther King Jr., leader of the African American Civil Rights Movement, was assassinated. He led the Montgomery bus boycott, organized the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, fought for black job opportunities and rights, and delivered the famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Atlantic Monthly ranked him 8th among the 100 most influential Americans. Today is Pure Brightness, one of the 24 traditional solar terms in the Chinese lunar calendar. The term is named because the air is clear, the scenery is bright, and all things are visible. People also worship and sweep tombs to honor their ancestors during this festival, giving it both natural and humanistic connotations. Welcome to today's Ching Chow Morning News. Let's start with political updates. U.S. government to close the International Development Agency. According to AFP, the Trump administration has informed Congress that it will eliminate nearly all positions at the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, and close the agency. Employees are expected to receive email notifications soon, asking them to choose to leave in July or September. Previously, the Government Efficiency Department led by Musk had completed the first round of layoffs at USAID, canceling over 90% of its foreign aid contracts. The U.S. Agency for International Development is a federal agency responsible for most foreign non-military aid. Media reports suggest the agency has long funded activities to interfere in the internal affairs of other countries under the guise of foreign aid. NATO plans 30% increase in weapons stockpiles for European allies. NATO plans to require European allies and Canada to increase their weapons and equipment inventory by 30% in the next few years to address the growing threat from Russia. Most NATO countries and Canada will need to raise defense spending to over 3% of GDP, while the US does not need to adjust its defense spending. Leaders are expected to propose new defense spending targets at the upcoming NATO summit. The US spends more on defense than all other NATO allies combined, has nuclear deterrence capabilities that European allies lack, and maintains 80,000 troops in Europe. Portugal to provide over €200 million in military aid to Ukraine. Portugal recently approved €205 million in military aid to Ukraine at a ministerial meeting, providing military equipment support in various fields. So far, Portugal has announced €455 million in military aid and €8 million in humanitarian aid to Ukraine. Earlier, French President Macron announced an additional €2 billion in military aid to Ukraine. He stated that even after a future ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine, a confrontation front is likely, and a peace maintenance mechanism will be needed. Ukrainian forces will be the first guarantee of Ukraine's security, while security forces from partner nations will serve as a reserve deterrent force behind the front lines. JD National Pavilion and Logistics Services launch in Cambodia. The JD Cambodia National Premium Pavilion, Import Pavilion, and Logistics launch ceremony was recently held in Phnom Penh, marking JD.com's further expansion in Southeast Asia, particularly in Cambodia. Cambodia stated that JD.com's entry will modernize its logistics system, boost cross-border trade, promote exports, and help Chinese consumers access Cambodian culture and high-quality products. The government plans to continue supporting Chinese companies in Cambodia with policy and platform assistance. In the first 2 months of this year, trade between Cambodia and China reached $2.662 billion. Myanmar military government rarely seeks international aid. The recent Myanmar earthquake has caused significant damage, prompting the Myanmar military government to issue a rare call for international assistance. China and ASEAN member states have pledged support, and rescue teams from various countries have arrived. The earthquake also impacted Yunnan, China, and other regions. The first foreign rescue team to reach Myanmar was the 37-member Yunnan medical team, which joined Myanmar's fire rescue team in Naypyidaw for relief efforts. ASEAN foreign ministers issued a joint statement, announcing the dispatch of the ASEAN Emergency Response and Assessment Team and mobilizing the ASEAN Disaster Emergency Logistics System to assist in disaster relief and reconstruction. Egypt Red Sea submarine sinks, killing 6. A tourist submarine recently sank near Hurghada, a resort on Egypt's Red Sea coast, killing 6 Russian passengers. The vessel had 45 people on board, with 39 successfully rescued. Authorities are investigating the cause of the accident. The Red Sea's coral reefs and islands are globally renowned tourist attractions, with daily snorkeling and diving activities. Hurghada, about 460 kilometers southeast of Cairo, is a major tourist destination in Egypt. Europe's first orbital rocket launch attempt fails. Germany's ESAR Aerospace Technology recently launched its Spectrum rocket from the Andøya spaceport in Norway. Shortly after liftoff, the rocket began to smoke, exploded, and crashed. Spectrum was the first orbital launch vehicle launched from the European continent, excluding Russia, and the first in Europe almost entirely funded by private enterprises. Repeatedly delayed due to weather, the launch had lowered expectations. ESAR's co-founder and CEO Metzler stated that the mission provided valuable data and lasting 30 seconds was already a major achievement. According to Tsilian Press, alumina prices have continued to fall, with the main contract closing at 2,936 yuan per ton, a single-day drop of 3.61%. That's all for today's Qing Chao Morning News. Thanks for watching. Join us at the same time tomorrow.